Stop scrolling. If you've ever felt trapped in fear, anxiety, or hopelessness, listen carefully. Your brain is not broken, and the Bible gave you a blueprint to rewire it 2,000 years ago. Romans 12:2 isn't just a verse. It is neuroplasticity explained by God. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to use it, starting now. Most people think Romans 12:2 is just a nice verse, something you read, nod your head, and move on. But if you're over 45, if you've lived long enough to be hurt, disappointed, or tired, you already know this verse feels different. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is not motivation. This is not poetry. This is a process. And here's something most people were never taught. Your mind does not stay the same with age. It does not get stuck because you're older. It gets shaped by what it hears repeatedly. That's not opinion. That's how the brain works. For years, scientists believed the adult brain could not change. They were wrong. Your brain rewires itself based on repetition. Thoughts you repeat become pathways. Pathways you repeat become habits. And habits eventually feel like who you are. That's why fear can feel permanent. That's why anxiety feels automatic. Not because you chose it, but because your brain learned it. Now listen carefully. Paul understood this 2,000 years ago. When he says, "Do not be conformed to this world," the Greek word literally means pressed into a mold, meaning your mind is being shaped every single day by what you watch, what you hear, what you replay in your thoughts, news, criticism, memories, worry. Your brain adapts to its environment. But Paul doesn't stop there. He says, be transformed. The word transformed is metamorpho, the same word used for a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. This is not self-improvement. This is structural change. A caterpillar doesn't try harder. It is rebuilt. And Paul says this happens by the renewing of your mind. Renewing does not mean fixing the old. It means building something new in quality. This is where hope comes in. If your brain learned fear, it can learn peace. If it learned anxiety, it can learn stability. If it learned shame, it can learn truth. That's why Scripture emphasizes repetition. Meditate day and night. Speak it when you sit, when you walk, when you lie down. Faith comes by hearing. Not once, not occasionally, repeatedly. When you speak truth out loud, your brain receives it through hearing, through movement, and through thought, all at once. Many people in their 50s, 60s, even 70s have watched their lives change, not because their circumstances changed, but because their thought patterns did. Some were told they would never improve. Some were told this was just how it is now. And yet, they are still standing, still walking, still healing. Not overnight, not magically, but gradually, faithfully, repeatedly. So here is the invitation, not pressure. Pick one area where your mind feels stuck. Fear, anxiety, hopelessness. Pick one verse that speaks truth into that lie, and speak it every morning, and speak it every night. Not to force God, not to prove anything, but to give your brain time to do what God designed it to do. Day 1 feels awkward, day 10 feels familiar, day 30 feels natural, and one day, peace becomes default. Romans 12:2 is not encouragement, it is a blueprint. And your mind, no matter how old you are, can still be renewed.